All right, let's talk about a system that is, well, brilliantly designed to keep you working your tail off, but not actually getting wealthy. It's known as the salary trap. We're going to start with a feeling that might be a little too familiar. If this quote just hit you right in the gut, you really need to hear this. This is not a personal failing. It's a system that's working exactly the way it was designed to. And that leads us right into our first big idea here, the high-income paradox. This is all about what they call the illusion of prosperity, and it's probably the trap's most clever weapon, because it masks just how fragile things really are. To really see how this plays out in the real world, let's imagine someone. We'll call her Sarah. Now on paper, Sarah's doing great. 34 years old, making 85 grand a year. That puts her in the top 20% of earners. She should feel financially secure, right? Yeah, but she doesn't. Not even close.
Now this is where it gets really eye-opening. Just watch how her money vanishes. Her biweekly paycheck, after taxes, is $2,458. But the system is built to just carve that up before she even has a chance to think. Boom, rent takes a massive slice. Then her car, gas, insurance, groceries, eating out, utilities, all those subscriptions. And after all of that, you know what's left for 2 whole weeks? $48. She has a comfortable lifestyle, sure, but she's not building any real permanent wealth.
So that's the illusion of prosperity. But what's the actual mechanism that keeps people like Sarah feeling stuck, even when their income goes up? Well, that brings us right to the core of the trap itself, the golden handcuffs. And it all comes down to this one incredibly powerful idea: lifestyle inflation. You know how it is, as our income goes up, our spending has this magical way of rising right along with it. Every single pay raise feels like a step towards freedom, but in reality, it often just tightens those golden handcuffs another notch. And this lays out the vicious cycle perfectly. Step 1, you get a raise. Fantastic. Step 2, you upgrade your life. A nicer car, a bigger apartment. Step 3, your expenses now magically match that new higher income. And then step 4, you are now completely dependent on that higher salary just to maintain the life you just built. You're trapped. And this is the most crucial point to get. This isn't about the number on your paycheck. A CEO making $500,000 a year can be just as trapped, just as fragile as someone making $50,000 if their lifestyle consumes all of it. See, it's not your income that sets you free. It's the gap between what you earn and what you spend.
So you have to ask yourself, who really benefits from this setup? Because it's not an accident. When you're trapped, you become a guaranteed, predictable stream of revenue for landlords, for banks, for corporations. You become controllable. You can't take big risks, like maybe starting your own business, because you are totally dependent on that job to pay for all the obligations you've signed up for.
Okay, let's pause for a moment of complete honesty. I want you to look at this question and really think about it. If you lost your job tomorrow, just poof, it's gone, how many months could you actually keep your current lifestyle going?
For most people, the answer is genuinely terrifying. 60%. That's how many professionals couldn't last for more than one single month without that paycheck. It proves that a high income is not security. It's a comfortable prison, maybe, but you're always just one crisis away from disaster.
Okay, so enough of the problem, let's talk about the solution. It's not just about earning more. It requires a complete paradigm shift in how you think about money. It all starts with a huge, fundamental difference between income and wealth.
And this slide really nails it. Income is temporary. It's just a transient flow of cash that comes in to fuel your obligations and then goes right back out. It keeps you busy. But wealth is permanent. It's something you build with assets that work for you. And that is what provides real freedom and makes you truly independent.
So this means we need a totally new way to measure success. It's not about the size of your paycheck anymore. The true measure of success is how long you can live without one. That is the new metric. It's not about how much you earn, it's about how much autonomy you have.
So once you see this trap as a system, something you can navigate, not a law of physics you just have to obey, you can actually start to dismantle it. This is your path to freedom.
And the very first step is just a mental shift. It's about changing the questions you're asking yourself. So instead of, how do I make more money, you start asking,
wait a minute, why does all my money leave? Instead of, how do I get that next promotion, you ask, how do I build assets instead of just piling up more obligations?
And here is a clear, actionable 3-step escape plan. Step 1. Attack the gap. You have to intentionally keep your expenses lower than your income. Step 2. Redirect that gap. You take that surplus and you use it to buy assets, things that make you money, not liabilities that drain your money. And step 3. Build optionality. Your first goal is simple. Save up 3 to 6 months of your living expenses. That becomes your freedom fund.
And this is the whole point. The moment you don't need that next paycheck, you are free. That optionality is power. It lets you negotiate better, take calculated risks, and walk away from bad situations. You are no longer dependent on the system.
So yeah, the salary trap is sophisticated and it's very real, but it is not inescapable. And so the final question I want to leave you with is this. Is comfort the same thing as freedom? The people who break free aren't any smarter. They just decided the answer to that question was no. And now you have that same choice.